Hello and welcome, lovely Librans. How are you all? My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I'm here to do your November horoscope. Well, there's a lot happening for you this month, my fellow Librans. I'm an early Libran myself, and I guess the biggest thing is Mercury going retrograde from the 1st of the month until the 21st. Now, there is a little bit of a time beforehand called the shadow period, and astrologers worldwide are sort of not in unison about how long this shadow period actually lasts. Some say just a few days, and then others say a couple of weeks. In my personal experience, what I've found is it can be up to a couple of weeks before the 1st of November that you actually start to feel that things are going wrong. There's like delays and miscommunications, and we're not just talking about like one or two that might be coincidental. There seems to be a plethora of delays and obstacles to overcome when you want to do stuff. Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom, because it's a great time, Mercury going retrograde, it's a great time to actually reassess where you are in life, and particularly for us, it's in our second house, Mercury going retrograde. So this relates to finances and value systems. That's the area of our lives that is affected in November. Okay, so the shadow period beforehand, up to 2 weeks, and also after the 21st, I find it tapers off really quickly, but some people say up to 2 weeks. For me, that's not the case. Usually, like, I'm done and dusted and on moving forward, and with great alacrity. So, what this means is, for you and me, what this means is, not only is it a great time to reassess things financially and what we value, it's also a great time to complete a project or something that's been going on for a long time that you haven't quite been able to get up and running properly. Maybe it is to do with your work, and you've been working on something for a long time, but you haven't got the money coming in from that income stream. But it's likely to start moving again, start moving forward, so that you can actually make some money out of it. That would be lovely. And so, projects, financial projects, work, not only that, but things that we value. So we're talking about our value systems: honesty, integrity, trust. All of these things can be reassessed and retweaked, if you like. It's important anyway, and I think once you get to 40, it's a good idea to actually sit down probably every year and have a look at the main points you believe in and ask yourself, do I still believe in this? Is this income stream coming from this whatever source? Is this what I really, want to make my money from? And go through, because as you age, your values, the core values, probably, if they are your core values, they'll stay the same. But the values on top, they'll change. They're like shifting sands, and some of them, as you get older, they're not relevant anymore in your life. So it is a good idea to sit down and reassess. So this time gives you that energy to do that. Okay, so things that could also get mucked up are your schedule. So if you have your time poor and you're trying to juggle time, you need to be extra careful with that during Mercury retrograde. Technology can go haywire. Boy, don't I know it. If you've got any sort of psychic or healing ability, natural healing ability, you'll probably be more affected than most. Miscommunications, so be very careful when you're dealing with somebody that's important to you, how you speak, because they'll just misinterpret or misunderstand what you're trying to say, so during Mercury retrograde. But a great time to complete projects, so I'm happy about that side of it. All right, on the 2nd, Venus joins Jupiter in your 3rd house of communications, study, and local area. Okay, this is a beautiful energy. It's also to do with siblings. So you could have a peace offering from a sibling if you haven't been getting on recently, and things could be sort of smoothed over, and an olive leaf is offered. And I've just got a cat and dog fight in the background. Doesn't matter how I try and make it so that everything's quiet while I do live streams, it just doesn't work in this house. I just don't get that. But anyway, we'll ignore them. And so, yeah, a peace offering. But it is a beautiful energy because Venus loves peace. And she also has an appreciation of love and art and beauty. So when she's joining Jupiter in your third house, Jupiter's all about increase and abundance, makes things bigger. So there could be more communication with your siblings. There could be more activity in your local area. You might be busy running errands and, running around the town and things like that to get stuff done. You could be looking at study. The third house opposite the ninth house, which is all about the bigger concepts. The third house is a sort of like everyday type study. So just your normal everyday type learning. It probably isn't enough energy to, suggest that you go and start a university degree or a doctorate or something like that. It doesn't work that way. But researching in your normal everyday life, okay? So that should go well. The 12th sees the full moon in your 8th house. Now, the 8th house is a very strange place. In terms of strangeness, I put the 12th house as the most strange, but 8 is quite strange because you've got things like sex, intimacy, other people's money. And when you go, other people's money, what's that got to do with sex and intimacy? It's about shared resources, okay? These are the energies that you share with another person. So it sort of does make sense when you think of it like that. It's also about hidden things. Secrets, it's about metaphysics, astrology, psychic readings, any sort of inner talent or something hidden down deep in your subconscious which is coming up to the surface. So the full moon brings transformation. So you could have these sort of rumblings going on deep, and then something's coming up into your mind, something from your body and from your subconscious is coming up into your mind, and it'll be about these subjects. So if you're in a sexual relationship, it could be, misunderstandings there, especially with Mercury retrograde. If you're going for a loan, it could be like a housing loan, car loan. It's something, to do with somebody else's money. Intimacy, these are the sorts of things that can be affected. So there's a transformation going on there so that you can have new insight which is coming to you later. The 20th sees Mars. 21st sees Mars go into the second house, but it's the first 20 days it's been in your first house itself. So you've probably been feeling very motivated, but you've still got that delay and obstacles from Mercury retrograde to do with finances going on. But on the 21st, Mars goes into your second house. So then you'll be feeling particularly motivated and inspired and have these sort of flashes of brilliance to take action to fix any potential financial issues, or when you're going back and sort of retweaking your value systems, Mars will give you the energy to do it so that you can work out what your new values are, or if it's in the case of old values, what you need to change around those things that you once believed to be true and now you see, it's true, but there's this certain circumstance where it's not true. So you'll, kind of tweak what you believe, and you'll have the energy to do it. Okay, so 23rd sees the sun, 26th sees the new moon, all go into your third house of communications and study. So you could have a new start. You might, and because it's like the third house is your local area, you might go to a community college, or you might go to a local group to learn something. And it might just be something like crafts, or could be anything. You could be learning about anything. But third house and Mercury are about the mind. So it's likely to be something that's educational and to involve thinking. Okay, so if you follow me, you'll know that when I do these horoscopes every month, I do a couple of different components. So the next thing I'm going to do is like a psychic introduction, then I'll do the tarot, and then I'll do a psychic summary at the end. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes now and see what I can see for lovely Librans in November 2019. The door is opening for me, and there's a lot of light on the other side, so that indicates awareness and insight. Okay, and then there's more doors. So this is about opportunities and growth. Okay, it's like you take a step, and then you need to take another step, and then you need to take another step, and it's a step-by-step process. So it's not like you're going to win the lottery overnight. It's more about you thinking about something, then taking the action, and then you get the result, and then you think some more. It's reiteration, which is basically tweaking as you go. So if I had to give a word to sum up November for you lovely Librans, it would be tweaking. So tweak by tweak by tweak to change the situation. I just want to say again, there's lots of opportunities to be had. There's green all around, so from these opportunities you can earn more money. You may go through November feeling slightly shaky or uncertain or unsure, and so I want to reassure you that stability is coming. Safety and stability are coming. It's just that we have this shake up first and this change, and then we settle into a new paradigm of stability, and it's around money and growth and opportunity. Okay, so they're showing me, if any of you are musicians, you'll probably laugh. I'm seeing a piano, and it's like this person that's jumping up on the keyboard and turning around and dancing on the piano keys. And so they're saying, this is the song of your life. This is what you are playing, but you're not going to play it in a regular way. You're going to play it in your way. Now they're showing me a trumpet. And so there's all these bits of the parts of the orchestra coming in, and they all get a say. They all get to express themselves. So when you're making decisions in your mind what you're going to do, listen to all of the parts of yourself in this orchestra. If you listen to them individually, sometimes they'll sound a bit strange, a bit bizarre, but when they're in the orchestra, they make magical music. So it's the whole thing. So listen to the parts of yourself, and then it's your job to put all of those parts together to make a sound that's, a song that suits the situation. And you are the conductor, okay? You're the conductor of your life. Okay, so, and I'm thinking like, not just in music there, I'm thinking in electrical terms. Conductor, like, I don't know, I'm obviously not an electrician or a technician or anything to do with electricity. Actually, when I'm near electricity, it completely goes pie-eyed. Things just break. But it feels electrical, and it's like you have this electrical or magnetic ability to attract things into your life, and it's up to you to put them together. They're now showing me all these beautiful crystals and stones and precious stones, so a lot of value in this. And they're also saying about your hopes and dreams. Keep focus on your hopes and dreams. Don't give up, okay? Even in this kind of bit of a turbulent, it's not that bad. It's only little sort of irritating things that, can really throw us on the day, and the next day we wake up and we're okay. Alrighty, so let's have I hope that all makes sense. Let's have a look now at the board, and I wonder why that's not working. Oh. I just jinxed myself, didn't I? None of the buttons are working. Isn't that amazing? That one's working. That's so frustrating, lovely Librans. I don't know. I'm going to have to show you the cards one by one. Wow. Okay. We're going by the first week of the month. I can't believe that. I had a lot of problems actually getting on today. Okay. Libra for November 2019 in the first week. And this card just jumps out. And it's the King of Pentacles. Okay, so this is great. The King of Pentacles, because this is all about finances, which is what we're talking about. And yeah, I still can't get... I was just, sort of hoping that might come together, but it's not. King of Pentacles. Okay, organised, ruling over everything you survey. This can be about money. This is about physicality and your possessions, okay? It's got a very spiritual vibe with all of that purple there. There's a sense of opportunity, a sense of success, and certainly a sense of abundance for you. So I'm just going to put that a bit closer. You can see the pentacles there. And you can see in his other hand, I'll put these glasses on, he's holding two pentacles, one lighter one and one darker one. This gives a sense of the opposites, okay? So he's got the opposites in his hands and he can control the situation. He can blend the opposites or he can hold them together within. We hold these opposite energies within. So this is a fantastic card for your finances, fantastic for possessions, especially if you want to buy something. Now, what I would say, if you're buying something under Mercury retrograde, the small things are generally fine to buy. But if you're going to buy like a new car, please check and double check your contracts. You could even change your mind and buy a different colour to what you originally thought. So, everything I say, just bear in mind Mercury retrograde is there. But yeah, this is great for money. It's almost like you're going to come up with a brand new idea to make money, and it's gonna work. Okay, so that's the first week of November, and now we will go to the second week of November while I shuffle these cards up. Second week of November, and we come up with the Magician card. Okay, this is also fantastic. This is about manifesting your heart's desires on the physical plane. So you can bring things into physical reality that other people can't. You see there's a lot of red in the card, so this suggests action, taking action. And she's got two candles there, which are actually lit. So these are like hopes and dreams. I know because I see candles sometimes as symbols in my mind, and that candle burning is like your hopes. So you can turn your hopes and dreams into physical success. This is the card of co-creating with the universe. Okay, you and spirit working together to get something done on a physical plane in the second week of October. So that's really fantastic and beautiful. And now we'll go to the third week of September, and we'll come up with, okay, King of Cups, another great card. This is about being king of your emotions. So even though it's not all smooth sailing all the time, you can still control how you feel and how you express that. So, you might be angry about something, for example, but you can express it in an appropriate way and you can control that. So a lot of power here for you. You'll see that yellow in the background. Significant it's significant in that authority figures could be involved because it's the solar plexus. Someone like a father figure or maybe a government department could be involved. But generally with this card, there's a lot of happiness. So if you've been dealing with an authority figure and had some issues, it could actually pan out properly or pan out how you want in the third week of November. Okay, and you'll see this king is wearing a lot of blue, and that indicates the throat chakra, expressing your, your true heart's desires. He's got a clamshell at the back, that yellow clamshell, and there's ocean in the back. So in touch with his subconscious and being authentic, being the real him. There's no falsity here or putting on a brave face. That's the 3rd week. Now the 4th week in November for lovely Librans, and we're coming up with, the 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords. This can be in a relationship situation, but not always. This is about thinking and working out a solution. Swords are always about thinking and cutting, analysing, dissecting, and deciding on something. Okay, so you're going to make a decision the last 9 days of November, and it could be to do with a relationship. It could also be to do with your finances, though, because there's so much energy going on there. You're going to come up with something. Another person may be involved to help you on some level with that. Okay, now I'll just pick a theme, like an overall theme for Libra for November 2019. Yeah, they're showing me the Tower card in my mind. It's like something's coming to an end now, but it's not like the Tower, like necessarily like the Tower that I would pick in the cards. I've picked this one, actually, the Hangman, but I'll talk about that in a minute. It's more like you knew it was coming to an end, and it has to come to an end because it's not right. It doesn't suit you anymore. It's not compatible with your energy anymore. So it has to come to an end, but there's sort of fear around it because you may have spent a lot of time building up an idea in your mind, and now you have to undo that idea. And it's a big end. It's a big ending to something. So, but it's actually for your highest good. So initially you're unsure. After we get through Mercury retrograde and everything like that, and towards the end of the month, then you're going to realise, hey, this is actually good. This actually works out better for me. So that's great. Of course, we need to wait. Okay, so it's not till the end of the month that these things sort of let themselves be known, and that we're feeling comfortable. The Hangman's about being patient. Okay, all good things come to those who wait. And in numerology, this is like the end of a cycle. Something's ended, and then we've got this limbo area where we're waiting patiently, and then the one starts for the new cycle, so new beginnings. So there's a whole new beginning starting for you, lovely Libra. I'm pleased about that. But we just go through this ending bit first, and then the waiting. Okay, so the theme for the month will be, yes, patiently wait. And we're not talking about like waiting forever. We're talking about waiting weeks or, a month or something like that. It's not a particularly long time, so you can do it. Alrighty, so that's your theme. All right, and now I'll just do a psychic summary for you. Okay, psychic summary. Okay, so it's a bit like being in a cave and down deep in the subconscious, and finally we come to the entrance. We've been on a long journey walking in this cave, not sure where we're going, and it's in the dark, but we keep going in the hope that we're going to get somewhere. And then there's all this light, and we come to the entrance of the cave, and it's a bit like those movies you see sometimes when they go down into the earth, and then you come across this sort of paradise deep down, and it's all about your adventures to get to paradise sort of thing. So there are unconscious things down there that are going to reward you. This could be karma even. You may have been through a particularly difficult time lately, and then karma steps in and you are relieved of the burden. Okay, they're showing me sort of sharp things like knives and swords and things like that. So it's about your thinking. Keep your thinking positive, so you don't inadvertently attract any more pain or trauma, just by your thinking. Keep your thinking positive, because these little hiccups and delays are just of a temporary nature. So I really don't want you to worry too much, because stability and safety are coming towards the end of the month. Okay, anything else for lovely Libra in November 2019? They also show me now, it's like your eyes are opening up. Your eyes are opening up and seeing something that's probably been there in front of you all the time. And you're like, why didn't I know this before? Or why didn't I think this before? But now all of a sudden you've got new eyes to see. So that's exciting. All right. Okay, so I do hope you found that helpful. My apologies for not being able to be more visual with the tarot board today. I'll have to get that looked at. But yeah, thanks again for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you found that helpful. And don't forget to click the notification bell for my regular updates. Monday I'll be back at 8 a.m. Sydney, Australia time, doing Pick a Card, which is your vibe for the week. But in the meantime, have a lovely weekend, and I shall catch you again soon. Thanks a lot, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things